live shot of the Monday morning commute at 7:14 as we say hello to Dr. Andrew Whiston-Smith from the Ardent Dental Center out in Collingwood. Doctor, you know all about first impressions. Before we go any further, please stand so the people of Edmonton can see the pants that you wore into. Look at it. Look at this.
Green pants.
Look at this. You're a guy who understands.
I like color.
A great look.
I like color.
A lot of color.
I like color.
Thank you. I had no idea.
The world is too gray and bland.
That you were going to give me such competition here for the spring and summer colors. But in all seriousness, Doctor, you are all about helping people understand how to make a great first impression.
Exactly. Because what happens when you're with someone all the time, they're checking you out. And you're checking them out. We all do it. And so smiles is my business. That's what I look at all the time. But people also find themselves sometimes caught looking at other people's teeth. And they don't know why they are, but they are.
People are drawn there.
So they're drawn there. So something has caught their attention.
Because they're wonderful teeth, and sometimes they can be because it's a dental train wreck.
Yeah.
Now,
or even just little things in between.
There are a poppy seed could draw someone's eyes down and keep them there.
Yeah.
People are going to watch right now and they're going to go, oh, here's a dentist and he's going to try to sell me on getting all this work done. But that's not why you're here. You're here to help people understand a little bit more what composes a perfect smile.
Yeah, so we'll look at some of the things that make a smile sort of more uniform, or that you would just ignore it. It doesn't catch your attention. So let's
take a look. Here's a couple of photos that you provided. You said when it comes to perfect smiles, Princess Di.
Princess Di's is really great, and I put some things on there to just point out. So there's a line runs down the midline, so that's the up and down black line there. We want that in the middle of the person's face.
Okay, so it's the proportion there.
And that's right. And then the blue curving line on the smile line, that is, it should line up with the person's lower lip line. Okay. So when they smile, there's symmetry between those two.
Okay,
we want them to match.
More contemporary. The proud new mom.
Okay, proud new mom. Yes, isn't she great?
What is it about Princess Kate's smile?
Okay, so I put some things on here to want to look at. Okay, so we want things to match. So the two central incisors, number one, they match width and height.
Yeah.
Then the lateral incisors, number two. Number three is the cuspids. Okay. And then there's a blue little corner in the triangle of her mouth.
Yeah.
That's called the buccal corridor. We don't want no space, because then it looks like the teeth are too wide for the person's smile. Or if it's too much space, it's a big black triangle there, and then that looks like their teeth are tiny. They don't fit their space.
Some people are going to wear braces or go with the Invisalign option, or some people might even have surgery to change their smiles. But I want to get some of the quick hits from you on this. We understand these to be fairly straightforward smiles. I'm looking for this.
Okay, so proportion counts a big deal on some of these. So if we don't talk about this, you won't understand it when you look at the celebrity smiles. Okay, so teeth, the Greeks talked about golden proportion. So that's what these numbers are. If a tooth is 1.618 wide in the center incisor, then the next one should be 1 width proportionally, and then the cuspid 0.618. So if those proportions are off, if they have to be way off, but then we notice if they're way off.
So even though we're not trained dentists, we will subconsciously know when proportions are off. Yeah. Let's get to some celebrity smiles here, and you can give us examples of what we're seeing here. Okay. Jewel.
So right off the bat, you see when we talked about the cuspid should be narrower than the central. Hers is really wide on the right. You see, it sort of looks like it hangs out there. And then the next tooth in towards the center, really narrow. Yeah. So lateral incisors being narrow, we notice, or cuspids being too wide.
Okay.
Tom Cruise. Okay, so I don't know how many people know, but his midline was way off. He finally had it switched. But we didn't really care because it was straight up and down. And we talked about, as long as it's straight up and down, we don't really care. But look at his, if you look, his one incisor is right below his nose for till he was in his 40s.
Okay, because remember, Tom Cruise was wearing braces for a while, wasn't he?
Yes, that's finally why he did it.
What about Morgan Freeman?
He's sort of like one of those train wreck smiles that we talked about earlier.
But he has such character.
Sure, but So this is the thing. Does a smile really make you all of who you are? No, but it's an aspect, it's a facet. So, I mean, I can't help but look at that and see two big teeth that were discolored from the others, lateral incisors were really narrow, or whatever. So, I think if you asked anybody to look at something like that and sort of say, well, what about a smile? They could start picking some things out. They wouldn't know all the techno jargon.
I would be devastated, though, if some smiles were altered. David Letterman, the gap in his teeth,
you never want it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
Edmonton's favorite right winger, Jordan Eberle, has a little gap. Yeah. He better not fix that ever.
Exactly.
Finally, I have to ask you before we go to break, and we got to go soon, whitening. It seems to me like this is the present day fake and bake that's going way too far.
Right. So here's a good case of it and stuff. We're obsessed with this culture's Photoshop smile. We somehow think that what we see on the printed page is actually how it should be, and it's all been altered. It's not real. So she went and she tried to make it real, and it just looks so fake that everybody knows it's so fake.
In person, it's
I actually like her before smile. It's gummy, but it's her. Look, she's really happy. That's a happy person.
I like the straight talk. So thank you, Doctor, for you help us understand what could be tweaked or maybe what doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be.
It's what you do well. It's what you're passionate about. Dr. Andrew Whiston-Smith can be found at the Ardent Dental Center. All the details on our website under the Inside BT link. Thanks for coming in. And get those pants out of here so I can be the most colorful guy again for once.
There you go.
All right, BT back right after this at 7:20 Monday morning. We'll see you in a couple minutes.